In this video, I'm going to show you absolutely everything you need to know to beat your back pain right at home. There's going to be a lot of great stuff in this video. This is pretty much everything I've learned over my 6-year journey with back pain. If you stay with me till the end, you'll have all the knowledge and you'll be equipped with all the tools you need to beat back pain right in the comfort of your own home, and you'll never need to watch another one of these YouTube videos. So who am I to talk about this? My name is Ben. I'm the founder of Back Muscle Solutions. My mission with this channel and this content is to share all my experience on how I got out of 4 years of brutal low back pain and teach you to do the same. There are so many people that suffer unnecessarily with back pain, and I do not want you to be one of them. So make sure you watch this whole video. Take notes, do what you need to do to absorb all this information, because this is how I got out of back pain, how I help people do the same, and how you can too. And the real reason why I make this stuff is because for 4 years of my life, I was in just debilitating, brutal back pain, and it was miserable. It consumed my thoughts. It was all I thought about. I couldn't be present in social situations. I couldn't do any of the sports and physical activities I love, and it was horrible. And I know the sting of how bad that is. I don't want anyone else to go through it. So that's why I make this stuff for you guys, so you don't have to go through the same thing I did. All right, and here's the video that you actually clicked on. So in working with clients one-to-one and in my own experience, I've found that there's 4 main things that you need to focus on if you have back pain to get yourself out of it, to get from that crippling, dark, painful place into the light and the freedom that you want. So these 4 I have here are in no particular order, but they are 4 crucial pillars if you have back pain. If you're someone with back pain, unfortunately, you need to be held to a higher standard of self-care and physicality that people without back pain don't. I don't know why that is. That's just the way of the world. But if you want to get out of it, these are the 4 things you need to master. Starting off at number 1 is habits. And what do I mean by habits? Right here, I have 4 things that really illustrate what you need to focus on with your habits. The first is triggers. This is what is causing your pain. What are you doing today, right now, every day that contributes more to your back pain? And how can we eliminate those, or at least avoid them for the short term so that we can heal? This is where proper spine hygiene and proper movement mechanics come into play to avoid you triggering your pain, making it worse, being more miserable. The second is patterns. What are you doing every day to make your pain worse? Are you slouching at your desk? Are you sedentary? Are you never walking? Do you spend 12 hours a day in a chair? These patterns and things that you do daily are either contributing to your pain, making it worse, or they're building you out of pain and making you better. The third thing that I have in habits here that I need to focus on with literally everybody I work with one-to-one is posture. And this isn't just posture, how you stand in day-to-day life. It's how you sit, how you sleep, how you walk. There's so many things about your posture, where your shoulders are, where your back is, how much space you have between your rib cage and your hips, that can either contribute to your back pain and make it worse, or help you and make it better. And all of this kind of boils down to what you do or what you don't do. And if you dissect yourself closely, there are definitely habits in your life that you want to eliminate, things that you're doing right now that you want to get rid of, and there's things that you're not doing, like walking every day, stretching, doing deep tissue massage, like in these later steps, that you need to implement into your routine and make habits to get yourself out of pain. Number 2 is muscle tension. And this was actually the biggest opener of my back pain altogether, because around year 4 of my back pain, I had nailed down 1, 3, and 4, but I didn't really know what 2 was, and I couldn't get out of back pain because of it. And it was so frustrating because I thought I was doing everything right, but without this second pillar here, I never got to where I wanted to be. Tension is the muscle tension, the knotting, the trigger points, the rigid, tight, angry tissue that you develop in spasm and muscle guarding that holds constant tension in your body until you do something about it. And why this is a problem is this tension will literally be there until you do something about it. So you can have a single event where you try to lift a couch, or you try to carry something for too long, or play a high impact sport where your muscles don't have enough endurance, and you can trigger back pain at that time, and you can have it until you do something about it. In my research, I found people with back pain for 20 years who can trace it back to a single event, and they haven't been the same since. This has all contributed to muscle tension. And once you work the big 5 muscles that I point out in the body, QL, psoas, iliacus, glute medius, and piriformis, this could potentially be the only thing you need to do to eliminate your pain. And to massage these muscles, you can either go to a physical or massage therapist or a professional, or you can try using a tool at home. I actually made one for it called the QL Claw. It's going to massage all 5 of these muscles. You can try it at home with, say, a lacrosse ball or any other household items, but if you do enough research, you'll probably figure out eventually that QL Claw is the best way to do it. That's why I made it. And what's nice about the tension is you really need to learn these techniques once. So it's a one-time knowledge thing, and then you massage them a couple times for a week, and that is really all you need to do. Beyond that, you might need to massage every week or 2 just for maintenance, but this is the quickest and highest return pillar to move your needle from back pain to out of it. Number 3 is mobility. I'm going to start with the bottom bullet point here. Can you move? And what do I mean by can you move? Can you get into a sitting position? Can you sit on the toilet? Can you get into a squat? Can you bend over to touch your toes? If you can't do these things because of lack of mobility, the pressure has to go somewhere, and it's probably going to go to your poor lower back. The more mobility you open up, the more flexibility you gain in the glutes, the hip flexors, the upper and mid back, the less pressure you're going to place on your lower back, the less you're going to trigger pain, the more freedom and just activity you can do in life, and the better you'll feel overall. And I call this, when I work with folks that are extremely stiff, like like can barely touch their knees with their hands, feel tight when they sit down just because that's how little range of motion they have. I call this 2x4 syndrome. If you're as stiff as a 2x4, your life's just going to be hard. And if you have back pain, you don't have the luxury of being as stiff as a 2x4. You need to open up a lot of your muscles and make your hips, your back more free. And you can really go a long way with this if you're trying to get into a higher realm of athleticism, like some standards, like getting your palms all the way to the floor and really opening up more range of motion in your mid back and upper back and your glutes is going to help you get to those upper echelons of athleticism that people like the knees over toes guy talk about, where he competes at a higher level without pain today. And number 4, the last thing we have here is strength plus endurance. This is actually the most important. This is the most important for long-term resilience, staying out of pain for more than a couple days, and just living a more athletic, free, healthy lifestyle. And by strength, I don't just mean, can you lift a lot? Do you have big lifts in the gym? What I mean by strength and why I include endurance in it is because maybe you're strong, maybe you're powerful, maybe you have a good deadlift, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have the side-to-side strength or endurance to be able to withstand your life. Like if you're a very active person, you're gonna need more strength and endurance in your QL, obliques, and a lot of your surrounding muscles on the back that help support it and keep it upright. Because if you lack in strength or endurance, that's when the spasming comes back, and then you need to work on step 2 again and get rid of that muscle tension. But strength and endurance is basically like building up armor and bulletproofing for your back. So it's quite literally like building a protective belt around your back and being able to do pretty much whatever you want in life, which is way more fun. I know what it's like to be in back pain. I know what it's like to not. I would consider myself to be pretty strong. These two are most key in getting you to those higher goals of being not only back pain free, but also resilient and bulletproof to do those higher impact, higher stress things on your body. And a couple glaring cues that make it obvious whether you need to work on one of these two things is, can you stand and can you lift? Strength and endurance isn't just for high impact things like playing sports and lifting things off the ground. Like if you can't stand for more than an hour without flaring up pain in your upper glutes and back, that's a strength and endurance problem. Those are muscles that get tired and then they get tight and then they refer pain. So if you can't stand, that's actually more of a strength and endurance problem, probably coupled with a tension problem because you're going to get tight in the process. And the other thing is, can you lift? I know most of my audience here is guys, so can you lift? Like as a man, can you pick your kid up off the ground? Can you pick up a 50-pound weight? Like, can you do these things without flaring up your pain? If you can't, this is something that without a doubt you need to work on. And all these 4 pillars are great to work on, and you can get a long way just doing it by yourself. But what I found in my one-to-one coaching is very hard to actually have an honest idea of where you're at and how to honestly self-assess yourself and what you need to work on. And that's what I'm doing with my back pain mastery one-to-one coaching. You can book a call with me at the link below, and I can see if you're a good fit to work with me and if I can actually help you. But what I do in this, and what I found really provides the most value to the folks I work with, is that I can see with an unemotional third eye view exactly where you are and where you need to get in all of these 4 pillars. And unlike going to a chiropractor or a massage therapist, I'm going to look at all of these and get a really deep, borderline invasive look into your life and see what you're doing, what you're not doing, where you need to build, and then work with you until you're better and you decide you don't want to work with me anymore. And I'm opening up this one-to-one coaching for just a few folks here. I did just graduate a couple, so we have more spots open. They go kind of fast. Last time I had this open was about 5 months ago. If you're interested at all, just book the call below. It doesn't cost you anything to book the call. You might be a good fit, you might not. But if you've been dealing with back pain for more than a couple months, up to a couple of years, like this is it. This is what you need to do. This is what I was put on this earth to do, to help you get out of pain. Book that call with me below if you're interested in getting a more in-depth one-to-one coaching. But yeah, thanks for watching. Always remember to fix the muscles, fix the pain before you try surgery, before you live another year in pain. Check out Back Muscle Solutions on YouTube for the best tips and tricks to get out of pain from someone who actually went through it and defeated it. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one.